Hi guys, and welcome back to another video, Sharpie's Pond World. In this video I'm just going to do a quick short video of a review of the Nexus 220 filter 6 months on. So for those new to my channel, if you've not seen any of the other videos before, go back and watch a couple. There's one where I actually installed the Nexus into the filter house, just how I plumbed it in, how I got it up and running. There's another one where I did a full review. So I sort of filmed it over the course of a couple of weeks. So it was filmed how long it took for the K1 to mature, how I found it with clarity and things like that. So go back and check that out. And then there's also another video where there's a few questions people was asking, so I'll just put it all onto one video with the answers. So I'll do a complete playlist and I'll put the link in the description below. So in this one, this is going to be 6 months on. So how have I found the Nexus 6 months down the line? So again, if you've been watching the videos, I plumbed it in October last year. That's when it all started to get up and running. So we're now into May, the sun's out, it's spring, plants are growing. So let's go and have a look how I found it 6 months down the line. So I've not cleaned it out yet this weekend. I thought I'd get this filmed first so you can see how dirty you get. So you can see the dirt obviously in the inner chamber. I'm just going to go back over a few points of the Nexus. So most importantly, mine is a pump fed system. Okay, no bottom drain, this is pump fed. So just to reassure everyone that's got a pump fed and you're worried about putting a Nexus on your pond, this doesn't have to be higher than the actual pond. The only thing that needs to be higher is actually the outlet pipe. Okay, so as you can see, the outlet pipe is there, which is higher than the pond, which is about there. So the water comes out, will go back up the U-bend and back out over the pond. So if you've got a raised pond and it's pump fed and you think you can't have a Nexus, of course you can. It's only that bit that needs to be higher than the actual pond. So those that have got them up on ladders and stuff, don't know why you're doing that. Mine's that height, it's on a little table. I can get in, I can reach the back. But giving it a full clean, I do have to stand on there. So 6 months down the line. So during the winter months I was cleaning this on a weekly basis. Like I say, we've just turned into May and I've only just literally started doing it now twice a week. Okay, so I normally do it on the weekend and then I did it again on Wednesday. So since Wednesday, it's now Saturday, this is what's accumulated in the inner chamber. And to be fair, yes, this fish wasting a bit of dirt. I have plants in my pond, remember, so I'm going to get dirt in there anyway. Especially when the fish have been rooting through it. But if you look, it's mainly algae more than anything. It does suck up the blanket weed. The blanket weed just start going around the pipe. So when I do give this a clean, I get once I've emptied to the waste, I'll get the hose pipe in, I'll give it a good rinse. Great advice since I've had this as well. When you're doing the boil, I was probably only doing it for about 10 minutes before I dropped it and maybe did another boil for another 10 minutes. Now what I find is much better after watching some guys on YouTube, when I come to do the boil, I now leave that for a good half an hour to 45 minutes on the first boil. And it really starts agitating all the muck a lot better than what it was if you're doing it for 10 minutes. And when I come to do the second boil, I'll probably do it for about half an hour. So I'm doing a couple of boils. I've never had to do it 3 yet. Like I said, we're in May. Once we get to about July, August time, that might change. But at the minute, I drop it twice. Like I said, I've literally just started doing it twice a week, so I'm going to do it again this weekend. What I've been doing over the course of the last few weeks, you get 50 litres of K1 anyway. And then I brought another 25 litres of K1, which I've not been adding all at once because I obviously don't want my water params to go up. I want to give it a chance to mature. So I've been putting in 5 litres every week. I think I've got a couple of weeks left, so I'm going to do another 5 litres this weekend. And then I think the next weekend will be the final 5 litres. So if you have a look at the media, you can see, if you can see on camera, there's the odd white bit in there that still needs to mature. It's mixed in with the darker stuff. I've had a little nitrite spike this week, so I cut down the feeding, but I didn't want to cut it down altogether because I need this media to mature. That's nothing to do with the filter, that's just me overfeeding. I'll take the lid off. This is obviously your static K1. You can tell it does need a clean. So the water going back to the pond. Yes, there's fines in there. Now this is going to, it's only going to matter to you depending how particular you are. I can live with that. Do you know what I mean? I know there's people out there that want it completely polished. If that's you, then you're definitely going to add a tempest or something like that onto your pond as well. But I can live with the fines that's in there. And at the minute I'm going to go and put a glass on the water return so you can actually see what is actually coming out. Another option you can do, what I've seen people do before, I've recommended this to a few people that have been a bit funny about it. I've not done it, but you can get some filter floss, just put the filter floss over your outlet pipe, and as long as you change it regularly, that's going to, you'll notice how much crap that really picks up, and that will really polish the water off and collect a lot of the fines. Like I say, remember mine's pump fed, so mine does go through the UV first. So it comes from the pond through the UV and drops down into the inlet. So ideally all the green algae should start to be killed off before it goes back to the pond. I'm going to show you the water quality. Now, I've never been as pleased as I am since I've had the Nexus with my water. Like I say, I've had a nitrite spike this week, but that's only because of me overfeeding. Once I've cut down the feed and a couple of water changes, that's gone back down to 0. Again, go back to old videos. The only mistake I did make, I've still got my box filter running. So this is 6 months down the line. Now, on the previous videos, you would notice that I was only going to run that for about 6 to 7 weeks, which I did. Once I disconnected it, my nitrites, they shot right up. Because I was going into winter and the fish waste was cutting down, I shouldn't have done that. And people on YouTube, obviously like Twisted Koi and Lou at French Koi Connection, both advised me, get it plumbed in, back in, until it all starts maturing. Now I would have disconnected it again a bit earlier on, but I've got some plans this year where I want to make my pond a bit deeper. So I need that to keep running, to keep mature, so that I can put that on the temporary pool that the fish are going in. But that's a different story, so don't worry about that. Let's go back into the clarity. Honestly, I don't think the camera really does it that justice. One, because of the glare, but you can see the bottom, that's the deepest point. My pond has never been as clear as it has been, honestly. When people say about fines, we'll get the GoPro in there, you can see what fines are actually swimming around the pond. I'll put the glass on the water return in a sec. Honestly, your clarity, just more biologically. It's one of the reasons I went for a Nexus in the first place. I needed a bigger biological compartment in the filter. I couldn't rely on that farty thing. Yes, I could have gone for an easy pod, but again, biologically, that's what I was going down. More mechanically. I've had to net one of my fish out this morning, so they've all gone a bit skittish. He had a bit mark, big ghost koi, he had a mark under his chin. So I had to net him, so because of that they've all gone skittish, but normally they'll be up here waiting for the Cheerios or prawns. So I've robbed the vase off the missus, and if I can just get that in there, because the water return just go under the top of the water slightly. There we go, do it like that. Look at that. Look at that. Let me go somewhere where you can actually see it properly. You can't really tell. Where's the sun? Put it on the wall. No fish waste. So the water in there, that's the type of water that's going back to your pond. I'm going to do another review 12 months on, because then I would have had the full summer with the Nexus. Someone was thirsty, won't know that's pond water, they'll think that's normal water and drink that, I'm telling you. Because now it's, honestly, Right, so this has been left now half an hour. So half an hour. Honestly, you'll think that has just come out literally out the tap. There is nothing settled on the bottom. The odd little bit, don't get me wrong. There's the algae there, look. Suspended, it's just suspended algae, that's all it is. That is what's coming out of the Nexus back into the pond. There's glass, there's no waste, there's no dirt, so all the dirt gets picked up by the mechanical media, all the fish waste, so all that has come through is suspended algae. Not even any more blanket weed, no weed has come through the Nexus, just suspended algae, that is all. Beautiful. Cheers guys. See from the footage of the GoPro what fines are actually swimming around the pond. There's going to be fines in my pond anyway. I've got numerous plants in there. It does need a treatment of blanket weed answer, so there's blanket weed in there and there's strings of algae, so you know what I mean, don't put any bad comments down or you look at all the fines in your pond. I'm gonna have them. I know I'm gonna have them. I can live with it. I've got plants, I've got algae. I'm about to do a dose of blanket weed answer, so I know there's algae around in there. In terms of clarity, look at this. You can see the clarity on the GoPro footage. So when I come to do the next review, I'm going to do a next review in 12 months time, so by then that would have gone. I would have had a full complete summer, so we're going to go back in October again, so come back and see that of a year down the line. Any questions, obviously put them down in the comments. I know a Nexus isn't for everyone, I totally agree with that. I didn't know if I'm going to like a Nexus once I bought it. I did my research on it and I thought this was the filter for me. I'm not just saying it for YouTube, I'm actually saying it to give you guys a bit of help for those that are thinking about getting a Nexus. I mean, this is the God honest truth, this is my complete honest review. I'm very, very happy with my Nexus. Yes, I've got to still unplumb the box filter, so things might change. It might have a different story in a year's time, but 6 months on, I'm absolutely chuffed and over the moon. It helps, obviously, coverage, so I've obviously got a filter house, which I built for the Nexus, so no sun is penetrating the water, it's not making it green. So, they don't come with a lid, you can buy lids separate, so I do recommend it to get a lid or some kind of cover to go over your Nexus. I also recommend that you do top up the K1. The air pump I run it off is only a 75 litre air pump, so I can't really add much more in there. It comes with 50 anyway. I'm adding another 25, there's my 75, so I'm just going to keep it as that until I can raise my air pump. Yes, you can put air discs in there and air stones to try and make it more buoyant. Put more air in there if you need to, so you know what I mean, you can put more in if you want. In terms of cleaning regime, like I say, I normally do it twice. That might change to 3 times during the summer in terms of dropping the water. I do it for a good 45 minutes now to give the static a good boil, give it a good stir as well. Get the hose pipe in there, make sure all your string algae, make sure all the muck has just completely gone down to waste. My waste, it drops out. Obviously you can run it onto your plants. I can physically do that with having a raised plant bed. So for those that don't know, my waste, it comes out the pipe, drops down and comes out that corner, and where my garage is, it just goes down the side of there. That just runs down our shared driveway next door, which is not an issue at all. It's only pond water. In terms of my pump, I run my pump at 60%. I don't do the 400. I don't need to do it too fast. I think, me personally, this is one of the reasons people do struggle with fines in a Nexus. I think sometimes the pump is full on, there's too much going through it. So mine is run at 60%. It was at 50%. I think if you look at previous videos about the filter, you'd see I was running at 50%. Since the weather's picked up and obviously it's going to be getting warmer, I have upped it to 60. I have no reason at the minute to go any more than 60. There's enough water coming through there. I know when my pump needs cleaning because this stops sort of spinning round, it gets a bit static and it's not coming through as fast when it's filling up. So I know my pump will need cleaning, and again the pump is just mainly algae. I'm switching the lights off. Another thing I do as well, I don't know if it's just me personally doing it or if a lot of people do that, but I've seen some YouTubers do it. Once I do a clean, I add some of this pure gel fill to start. I only add 4 or 5 capfuls, just obviously into the outer chamber. So a couple on each side. And I have been using some of the pond balls, but I'm just going to stick to the gel. I only use the pond balls when I run out of gel, but I've put a few of them in as well, just to help obviously nitrifying your bacteria. And like I said, I just drop that in every time I give it a clean. So even if you're on a gravity fed system, I hope I've answered some of your questions and put some people's mind at rest. I know a pump fed can be slightly different, so it might work in different ways, but mainly if yours is a pump fed pond, no reason you can't install one of these at all. Yes, ideally for gravity, but no problem when you can't have this on a pump fed system. So guys, I appreciate you sticking around for that. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you like the video. If you're not subscribed, please give us a subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, it really helps me out on the channel. If you want to see more reviews of the Nexus or ask me answer any more questions, I can do a video on it, there's no problem at all. Just put it in the comments below. If you are subscribed, make sure you click your bell to get those notifications so you know every time I upload a video. I try and do it once a week. And if you're just here for the Nexus review, thanks for stopping by. Check some of us out, you know, you might like them. If not, see you about, and I'll see you next time, hopefully for another video, Sharpest Pond Wheel. Cheers ducks, bye.